On the count of three, everybody yell. 1, 2, 3. Ah! That is 3 waveforms at the same time. We're good.
Clayton. You know, every time I hear his name, I always think of that MST3K. She's like, Clayton, where are you, Clayton?
He hates this, but he looks so much like Post Malone.
He does. But you know,
Clayton, you look like Post Malone, and he'll never hear this because he doesn't listen to episodes that he's not in.
He told us one time he listened to all of them, so I don't know if he still keeps up with
shit.
it.
Flexo listens to all of them.
Clayton, you look like Post Malone, Clayton.
He just needs the face tattoos.
What is it with like, I don't know if Post Malone is a Republican, but there's a lot of guys who are ripping him off who are Republicans, who are, you know, like SoundCloud country guys who became SoundCloud cloud rapper guys who then switched back to country when they became successful, who are, you know, like white guys with face tattoos. Jelly Roll is one of them.
Jelly Roll did not surprise me.
Jelly Roll sucks.
How dare you say that? He's a modern artiste. I'm sorry. I don't get what the thing is about that dude. Like, people are like wetting themselves over that guy. I thought he sucked. I've only heard a few songs by him, and every one of them was worse than the next.
I think one of the MAGA rapper guys, I think it's Tom McDonald, but I didn't care enough to research it, is going pop punk now.
Oh, that's gonna sound great.
I'm sure it is.
I am looking forward to not hearing that.
Tom McDonald. Imagine Eminem without the flow.
Oh, so Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
So Machine Gun Kelly. Okay.
Yeah. with even worse lyrics, because Machine Gun Kelly also sucks, but like not as much as Tom McDonald. Like, it's not just that his politics are bad; it's just that he sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. Machine Gun Kelly has a very punchable face.
He does.
He has like the most punchable face I've seen in a long time.
Remember when he was dating Megan Fox and they like
No, I don't, because I don't really care about that dude.
That's good. It was funny though.
Sean, you're definitely using your time better.
Yeah.
I thought she was married to Megan Fox. Wasn't she married to that one dude?
That one dude? Yes.
I don't.
I mean, she was. People get divorced.
The guy that was from 90210.
I think they got divorced.
Oh, okay.
Who knows?
Yeah, in Hollywood, relationships last like 2 years usually. Seems like.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad. I feel sorry for him.
I feel sorry for, I don't know, no one that we're talking about right now. I don't know. Maybe I feel bad for Megan Fox just because the public got really weird about her for a while, and that probably fucked her up. But yeah.
Do you feel bad for Melania and her movie launch?
No. Melania's an open collaborator at this point. She could have
walked away.
She could have walked away at any point. She'd have enough money.
Fuck Christmas.
Yeah.
You know she's going like, damn it, I just wanted to die so I could get his money. He ran for president. God fucking damn it.
I do remember when he got shot. And if you read the statement, it's really wishy-washy. And like the episode of Chapo Trap House that went on right after that, like they read through the statement, and then at the end, Amber was like, "She was so close."
She was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
A little to the left, you idiot.
Back to the Melania movie. Dave, you expressed interest in
torrenting
it and getting really drunk and having a watch party. So
yeah, we'll do that.
Maybe we should do that for bonus content. We'll get really drunk and watch Melania.
Yeah.
That's one of those times where I could say we watched it and not actually. No one will know.
Here's the thing. I want to watch it, but not financially support it because I want to know if it's as bad as people say it is.
It's got to be. I mean,
it's directed by Brett Ratner, which is really funny too.
He ruined the X-Men franchise.
He did, yeah. Like
that was like printing money.
Yeah,
and he ruined it.
It like went away for a while because of him.
They had to retcon it.
Yeah,
Brett Ratner it because they had to make a whole movie series
about how it didn't to make it not happen. Yeah,
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Because he fucked it up so badly.
I just think it's got to be unintentionally really funny. So
yeah,
that's kind of why I want to watch it.
Is. Oh, this was so great when he made it to the Oval Office.
Especially since she was probably trafficked by Epstein. It's good. It's pretty dark thinking about it that way, but yeah.
Oh, they've showed some good pictures of her in Epstein. And I've seen some pictures that have come out of her and Epstein like hanging over each other, all over each other. So,
are there any other naked pictures of first ladies?
Probably.
Yeah, Jackie Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
It was after she was first lady.
Yeah, she was Jackie Onassis, I think.
Yeah,
it was in Playboy.
It was Hustler. It was kind of a major plot point of the People versus Larry Flint.
That's right. I did watch that movie recently, and I must have just forgotten that detail.
Yeah, because like that was how Hustler kind of came to the forefront, was because they got these pictures that the paparazzi took of Jackie Onassis naked.
Jesus.
So it was non-consensual nudes. It was
Jesus Christ.
Larry Flint was a piece of shit. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I love history.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, like back in the day, paparazzi was just like they are now, where they just follow people and try to get snatch shots. So
yeah,
I said snatch shots, not snapshots. And they. Yeah, so they got
a cunning linguist.
Cunning linguist, yes,
yeah.
Cunning linguist. And they try to, but now they can post them on the internet instead of selling them to a smut peddler like
Larry Flint.
Not that, yeah.
Courtney Love was really good in that movie as his wife.
She played a junkie woman. I mean,
yeah, I mean, she was made
wasn't
for
a
it.
stretch.
Yeah. But still, I was impressed at how well she performed as, like, she should have been in Sid and Nancy, maybe.
Yeah, she should have played Nancy.
Yeah.
But it was someone else. But she was in Sid and Nancy, like, as a background character.
Yeah. Welcome to Side 1, Side B. I'm Dave.
I'm Steve.
And I'm 7-inch Sean.
We're just going to go with that now, I think. It's happened enough that now it is your name.
I'm going to do it until you stop laughing about it.
Oh, that'll last a while. I'm pretty juvenile.
I think that should last forever.
Yeah. So if you guys were to name the 3 most influential bands for me as like a songwriter, what would you say they are?
Para Ubu, Ramones, Joy Division,
Devo.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I would have picked that one.
Okay, you got between you. Yeah, it's Para Ubu, Devo, and Wire.
I was gonna say Wire because
I brought it, and I said I was bringing it. Yeah. Wire were a British punk band that very quickly became post-punk. Like, this was their first album, and this is Pink Flag, and it's like a split between punk and post-punk, basically. It might depend on how old the songs were, depending on which it is, but this was...
amazing.
They were, like a very arty British band, and they were a 4-piece, and by their next album, they were slowing down songs, playing with 2 guitars rather than just one, and adding in like synthesizer texture stuff. And their songs were starting to get longer. But this one is like a favorite among a lot of bands too. Like hardcore guys loved it. Like Minor Threat covered the last song on this one, 2XU. Rollins Band covered Ex Lion Tamer. But also, like other bands liked it. Like REM covered Strange. Firehose, which was the band that 2 of the Minutemen made after D. Boon died, covered Mannequin. So this is like a incredibly influential record, not just for hardcore, because you hear a lot of hardcore in this, but also for like some of the like alternative and art punk type stuff that came with it. I'm not going to go through the lineup. I'm going to have Steve look at the art and read the lineup on the back as he examines it.
For the record, I have heard this album before. It's been a while. So it'll be kind of new, but yeah, it's a very good album.
Yeah.
It's a pink flag.
Yep.
That's the name of the album.
That's why they call it that. Okay.
Can you tell me anything about the picture that the pink flag is in?
It just looks like it's a grassy field in a clear sky, and it says wire.
Yeah. Pink flag. It's kind of.
Is this a photograph or a drawing?
It's a photograph.
Okay. Otherwise, I mean, it's just a pink flag on a flagpole, pretty much.
Yeah.
On the back, you got the portrait of all the dudes in the band. So you got vocals by Colin, and he has black hair. Drums by Robert Gotobed, and he's 6'3", just like me. So
yeah, 6'3". Yep. These are the actual credits.
The guitar is B.C. Gilbert, and he has blue eyes. You can't tell though because he's got sunglasses on, and the picture's black and white.
Yeah, the picture's in black and white.
And then bass, Lewis, and he's 9 stone 6 pounds.
I don't know what that means. I'm not British.
You and your stupid stones.
Yeah.
You bloody stones.
There's a special thanks to Kate Lucas for playing flute on Strange, and Dave Aberle, backup vocals on Mannequin, and Pete and Lawrence. All the tracks are arranged by the band except for the commercial, which was arranged by Gilbert Gray. Oh, that's the same. All right, no, I'm gonna edit.
It's arranged by one member of the band, basically. Yeah.
It was produced by Mike Thorne, engineered by Paul Hardiman, assistant engineer Ken Thomas, and it was recorded at Adivision Studios and mastered by Dennis Blackham at Sky Mastering. Sleeve concept came from Gilbert and Lewis, and the photography was done by Ann Green. Oh, the original art direction was by David Dragon, and that's an awesome last name.
That is.
I wish my last name was Dragon.
Steve Dragon. And then the inside sleeve is the cover in black and white with the band standing off in the distance.
Yes, following kind of the South Park rules of a band photo.
Yeah, just kind of all standing far apart from each other, looking at nothing.
You want to look at this, Sean?
Yeah.
Now, I've had this album on CD for a very long time, so I ended up buying a used copy for pretty cheap, but also because it was discounted. Because there is some minor damage on the record itself, which is there are loud pops on tracks A1 and B1 through 4, but it plays all the way through. So,
okay. I don't mind when vinyl has pops. To me, that just adds to the experience.
That's part of it.
Yeah. I know it drives some people nuts, but I'm like, well, if you want it to be clean, then listen to the CD.
Yeah.
Or stream it.
Or listen to it on reel to reel where it's perfect.
If you can get it.
Yeah, we definitely don't have an audio file set up here.
No,
or if you want to pay like $10,000 for a reel-to-reel tape deck.
Yeah.
I've seen them sell like backing boards that you put behind and it for like $10,000. And I'm like, there's no way that that's worth it.
Hell no.
No. Did you notice how many songs are on there?
Yes. That's a typical punk album. There's 21 songs.
21 songs on a single LP. Some of them are less than a minute.
Oh yeah.
I think the longest one is like 4.
Strange.
Yeah, Strange is 4 minutes. But there are more songs that are less than a minute than are more than 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one will be interesting to see how we take notes for, because they just kind of blaze through them.
Yeah, some of the song titles are longer than the song.
Yeah.
Well, at least the first song's like gives you a good like setting in, and then it's all of a sudden next to the next.
Looks like this album was an influence on REM frontman Michael Stipe and also Husker Du bassist Greg Norton. So friends of the pod.
Friends of the pod.
Yeah, well, we've already actually covered one of these songs in the REM episode because it was on Document.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
Strange.
Oh, okay.
Something strange going on tonight.
It will be a long time before we get to it well, not a long time, because this is in terms of minutes, this is a pretty short album.
Yeah, 35 minutes.
Yep.
And 37 seconds.
Yeah, this album, I think the first song I heard off of this album was the Minor Threat cover of 12XU.
And that was probably the first song I probably heard by it too.
Yeah.
On this.
And it being Minor Threat, they play it even faster.
Oh, yeah.
This came out in
1977.
77. So, and I'm pretty sure Ozzy was really into post-punk during that time, so I bet you Ozzy's heard this album.
Oh, he definitely has. This was... It's funny, too. Like, a lot of the hardcore people like it. Like, a lot of the people who are into hardcore punk, and then they stop caring about the band after this. Yeah, this is... this album was really important to me because, like, even with how short the songs are, you hear some really clever stuff with, like, the wordplay and the song structure. And they really do start fleshing that out as they settle in the next 2 albums and really start to push it out. So yeah, this is an important step for it. I love, like, their first 6 or 7 albums are great. Their first 3, though, are their original run because they broke up after their third one, which was called 154, which was how many gigs they played when they recorded the album. But by then, they sounded pretty different. It was funny, too, though. Like, when they got back together later, they wanted to do only new stuff and not do any of the old stuff, so they hired a Wire cover band called the Ex-Lion Tamers after the 4th song on this album to open for them and play all the old stuff, and fans got really mad at them for that.
That's punk as fuck.
Yeah, I could imagine being annoyed by that, but I also think that's really funny.
That reminds me of the Smashing Pumpkins had this dude that used to open for them that was fucking terrible. He would just sit there and like scream into the microphone and like make his guitar feedback for like ever, and he was just terrible, like on purpose. And they they put him on to make themselves like look better when they would go on. Because after him, they would look so much better than.
That's genius.
Yeah. So there used to be a local Misfits cover band called 138. They were really good. I had a lot of fun with them. Or watching them at like one time at a Halloween show at the Famous Brothers Lounge, rest in peace. I had a plastic axe for my costume, and the lead singer like grabbed it from me and was like swinging it around on stage while singing Misfit song, which was perfect. But yeah, one time, enemy of the pod, Michael Graves came through town. Fuck you, Michael Graves. Alex Jones sucks, and so do you.
Yeah, not a fan.
Not a fan. But he came through town, and a local promoter booked him for the show, and booked 138 as the opening act. So booked a Misfits cover band to open for Michael Graves. It was like, would Michael Graves just be annoyed by this? I think he probably would.
I played that show.
You did, yeah.
I actually played. I wasn't in 138, but I was in another band, and they told them it was fine as long as they didn't play any Michael Grave era Misfit songs,
which they didn't anyway. Like, yeah, they did all Danzig era stuff.
Yeah, so I guess he wasn't annoyed by it. He thought it was kind of funny, but
yeah.
that was
before he'd gone off the deep end.
Yeah,
yeah.
I still have a picture of me and him that night, so I haven't deleted it yet.
No, why would you?
Because I met.
That's before he sucked. Yeah. I'm sure he sucked before then, but that's before he let.
But then there was another time he was supposed to play in Omaha and he didn't show up at all.
Yeah, he just skipped it.
Yeah. And they were all pissed off, and yeah, it was
funny.
It was funny. Everyone was someone stood in and like just had an acoustic guitar and was just screaming fuck Michael Graves the whole night.
Yeah.
I forgot who that was. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So on side one, we got 10 songs. We got Reuters, which doesn't sound very American to me. Field Day for the Sundays. 3-Girl Roomba. Ex-Lion Tamer. Lowdown. Start to Move. Brazil.
That's not American.
No.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
It's South American.
South American, yes. Surgeon's Girl and Pink Flag.
You know what, though? Brazil probably will be American soon. Aren't we taking over the whole South American continent?
I don't know. I think he got bored with it, or
yeah.
or the economy said no.
I think if anyone can stand up to him, Lula can. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe by the time this episode drops, Brazil will be the 51st state.
Well, I thought Venezuela was going to be the 51st state.
That clip with Jesse Plemons in that Civil War movie, like, conveniently popped up in my YouTube recently for some reason.
One. Yeah.
And that guy is such a great sociopath every time he's on screen.
Yeah.
Like, just masters it. Like, I'm not really interested in seeing that whole movie, but that scene is great.
Okay. The Civil War movie, Civil War starring Kirsten Dunst. There's parts of that movie that I like. I think a lot of the performances are really good, especially him and Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
The direction is a little muddy.
What movie is this?
Civil War.
Yeah, it came out like last year or the year before.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ron Swanson plays Donald Trump, basically.
Wow, I never heard of this.
The last 20 minutes are amazing.
Oh.
The build up to the last 20 minutes are iffy.
Okay.
But it's about a modern day Civil War. And people love to debate the politics of it, but the politics to me aren't my problems with it going into it. It's it's that it doesn't know what it's doing until a pretty awesome action scene at the end.
From what I've heard, they just made the choice to not make it like partisan.
Yeah.
Which I think as a filmmaking choice is probably the right choice.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what's that movie? Heredity. Hereditary. Movie sucks until the last like 20 minutes, and you're like, why?
I liked all of Hereditary.
I'm like, this movie had no fucking right to kick ass in the last 20 minutes. It was so boring. Fuck everyone that thinks that it wasn't.
I thought it was a good movie. I liked the part with the light pole.
Well,
that was shocking.
You know what? That was hilarious.
It was.
I started laughing so hard. I'm like, oh, something happened. And then he just goes home and like fucking goes to bed. And I'm like, oh my God. I started laughing my ass off. Sorry.
And the soundtrack is really good. Yeah, Hereditary, good movie. Civil War, iffy movie. Last 20 minutes, though.
Of both movies.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, we're going to kick things off with side one with Reuters, which Reuters and Pink Flag are a little different from every other. No, Lowdown. Like Reuters, Lowdown, and Pink Flag all sound a little bit more what their next two albums would sound like. But yeah, this is. I think you probably have a good idea as to what this album will be like, but I'm interested to hear what you think of each individual song, especially when for some of them we'll have 28 seconds to get notes down.
For that, I'll just write, fuck you, Dave.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, minor threat.
Yeah.
This is going to be a real ADHD friendly album.
Oh, incredibly. That might be why it clicked with me so much.
All right, here we go. Pink Flag by Wire.
1, 2, XU.
1, 2, XU.
And we are back from side one of Pink Flag by Wire. What did you boys think?
I thought it was a very eclectic side of music. For the most part, each of the song was kind of from a different genre. At least, like for the first half, like it was all different genres, and then it kind of went into more of like an old school punk side, and then getting art rock at the end. So, it, as I said before, this I suspected this would be a ADHD friendly album. Very much is. I was not bored at all, and I really like how they kind of mixed genres together.
Yeah, I think when I said that this is one of the most influential artists for me from a songwriting perspective, it's just the way they jump genres a lot.
Yeah,
is where that's coming from.
Well, I couldn't hear it for all the popping it made.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
No,
no.
It was great. It was good. They they blend a lot of different genres, like you said, and there's even some like funk reggae stuff. There's punk. There's also like almost like alternative. Like the first song, like sounds almost 90s-esque.
It's like it's like a peek into the future of a lot of different genres, because there was like a folk punk moment. There was like proto new wave. There were some songs where I'm like, I could hear like a desert rock band doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's like a lot of great dynamics, like a lot of great like start-stop stuff, which is probably why it gets put in the post-punk so much, is just like a lot of like start-stop and then like dynamics where, some instruments would like be playing pretty minimalistically, and then there'll be like stabs of guitar chords, and yeah.
I think if I was to critique it any, I would say some moments I thought the guitar was drowning out a lot of the other instruments.
Yeah.
And the production, I think, was a bit murky on a lot of the songs, but at the same time, I also felt like that fit the vibe of them. So
it did. My favorite album by them is their second one, Chairs Missing, which is the one after this, which is when the lead singer decides to start playing guitar because he can play minor chords better. Like their guitar player was really good at, like power chords and doing like kind of like weird, interesting lead stuff. And then when they have to start mixing in two guitars, like the whole thing sounds better too, because you can like start picking out the individual instruments a little more, like hearing how the two guitars play off of each other. Then the bass stands out more, and you can hear all like the interesting little, like fills and runs on the drums, which are all present on this, but are a little drowned out by the guitar player who is the member of the band who knows the least of what he's doing.
Yeah, there were a lot of moments where it felt like the rhythm section was like a normal band, and then there's a drony guitar, which created like a kind of discordant kind of nature to it that I like personally.
But yeah, but
I could hear the bass pretty well.
Yeah. But after how I described the second album is, you can see why hardcore, like fans of hardcore punk, like drop off after the first album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, this album reminds me more of proto-punk than hardcore. I mean, it had some hardcore moments, but
yeah.
I would say it's more. This is more 70s punk.
No, this is like class of 77. This album came out in 77, so
yeah,
if it's mostly within that, and the points where it's different is where they lean into it more on every album after this, where it becomes much more in the artier side of post-punk.
Was this their first one?
This was their very first one, yeah.
So I suspect they probably had a large cache of material from a number of years that they finally got to put it together into an album, I'm guessing.
I think so, yeah. Because I think their live shows go back a couple years before this, yeah.
What didn't they beat Sex Pistols to the market?
The Damned did.
It was the Damned that beat.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They might have too, because like more people like the Sex Pistols were too dysfunctional to get their album out. Let's see. No, this one came out in November of 77, so never mind. The Bollocks would have probably been before that. Let me double check that.
I couldn't remember.
Never mind. The Bollocks came out like 28th of October. So came out like they were recording it before Sex Pistols had put out Nevermind the Bollocks, though. So
yeah. So yeah, but I don't know. There was a lot of but at least they went on and did more, where the Sex Pistols just did the one. And I think there is a good argument why that it's kind of probably better that the Sex Pistols didn't do more than just one album.
A sophomore album by the Sex Pistols, I think, would have been bad.
Yeah.
If they would have had to have done an entire album without their best songwriter, with no material from the best songwriter, it would have been pretty heinous. But yeah.
Good thing we didn't get that.
Good thing we never did.
Said we got Sid Sings.
Yeah. We got Sid Sings, and the first 3 PIL albums are great. So yeah.
One of y'all better bring that one in for the bad album season.
Yeah.
Sid Sings.
Ugh.
I haven't heard it. I just know it's bad.
The funny thing about Sid Sings is the cover of the cover that Gary Oldman does for the movie Sid and Nancy of My Way is better than the Sid Vicious version.
I was gonna say, I remember like Gary Oldman doing My Way better than Sid Vicious.
He sings like Sid Vicious, but good, basically.
Well, it's kind of funny because in the Sid and Nancy, it shows Sid playing bass more than he actually played bass in like recording Nevermind the Bollocks.
Yeah.
Because Stephen Jones is actually the one that played bass on that album. Except for
on Anarchy in the UK, where they used the old track from the single when they had a different bass player.
Yeah.
Who wrote the song.
And then I think Bodies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, Sid did play on Bodies, just over several takes.
Yeah.
Like not all the way through.
Is that clip of Freddie Mercury calling him Simon Ferocious? Is that true?
That is true.
That's true. Yeah.
Good.
He's like, yeah, where he said,
I called him Simon Ferocious, and he didn't like that very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he goes, how does it bring in opera to the masses? And he said, get out of here, Simon Ferocious.
Yeah. But now we're going to talk about, the original Sex Pistols bass player Glenn Matlock was good, but now we're going to go back to talking about
The Wire.
Wire, which had a very good bass player. Like Graham Lewis was, like he was the second lead of the band basically. Like it was like Colin Newman, the lead singer, drove a lot of the direction of the band, but it was largely driven by Colin and Graham. Like they drew a lot of like the artistic direction of the band, did a lot of like the songwriting. Yeah.
Shall we go track by track?
Yes, let's do that.
All right, we got Reuters. It's kind of a droney song with some of the guitar and the vocals. And as I kind of said before, the guitar kind of drowns some things out, and I can't tell if I like that or not. It just is, I guess.
It's like a great atmospheric opener, and I think it's my least favorite song, too.
This one is the one that I thought sounded the most 90s.
It did sound very 90s.
I was like, wow. I was like, wow, that sounds very 90s. Alternative.
I do like how, as the song kind of keeps going, like it slowly kind of mixes in chants at the end.
Yeah, it builds up.
Yeah, like it has like a good building of tension, like which is what they were really good at. And I like how like it starts all drony, but it ends kind of melodic.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's not really indicative of what the other songs sound like. Even the two other slow songs on this side don't sound exactly like this.
No.
And I feel like they did this kind of song better on their next two albums. But it's like I think this was probably one of the ones written later, just in terms of that it sounds like their later sound somewhat.
It almost doesn't match the sonic quality of the rest of the songs.
Yeah, my first note was the production was a bit murky, and that's true of other points in this record, but not consistently.
Like, they almost could have left this song off the album, and it probably would have been better for it. If the album wasn't already, like, 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
If we were filthy CD peasants, I probably wouldn't skip it.
No, like it's a good song still. It's just it doesn't match the rest of it. Although I will say this is one of the tracks that the record I have has the warning that it has loud pops. Yeah. So maybe the loud pops are making the production sound worse than it actually is on this particular song.
Perhaps.
But yeah, like it's a interesting intro that doesn't sound like the rest of the record.
Yeah.
Next up we have Field Day for the Sundays.
This one was pretty folky, and it kind of reminded me of AJJ, so I think AJJ could cover the song. So guys, you should do that and give me credit.
Yes.
I said good punk song, and then it was over.
Yeah, very short. I did like the good like start stop thing that it was doing, and I thought this really showed the skills of the drummer really well, which was Robert Gadobed. Like he did a really good job at keeping the song like going with forward momentum, but like kind of stopping to just like nothing but the hi-hat for like a few moments, and like it has like a good forward momentum, but also while stopping multiple times. So it was a cool little song that was over in 28 seconds.
I thought it was funny that they went from a longer song to the shortest, like a really short, like a really slow. Well, it wasn't slow, but like a slower song to a really fast song that was over in 28 seconds.
Yeah, the shortest song on the record.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then next we have Three Girl Rumba,
which is actually, I love this fucking song. Like
this song's great.
I thought it was like a proto new wave song.
Yeah, it had like
impossible.
And then while Field Day for Sundays really showed off the drums, this one really showed off the bass.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite songs on this album.
B-52s could cover that one.
Yeah, it does have that. I also like like how kind of like super abstract and about, like the lyrics are clearly about something, but I can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go under, they tear me asunder. Like it's like, yeah, it's like very, it sounds like it's clever, but I have no idea what it's about. So who knows whether or not it's clever. Yeah, it's a cool little like abstract and like again good at build and release.
Yeah, and it's And it's only like a minute and a half long song, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Next up, we have my favorite song on the entire record, Ex-Lion Tamer.
Which I thought was a great driving song.
Yeah. Guitar intro is great, and then just like how it goes into the first verse, where it's also doing like the start-stop thing a lot. But then, you know, just like a very maximal in the chorus after that. And I love like the little guitar overdub that comes in the second time in the chorus. And then like it's just two verses, but then it holds the chorus for a really long time after it.
Yeah.
I love I love like the vocal delivery, especially as it's ending and getting more intense, like the stay glued to your TV set. Oh, why don't, yeah.
Yeah, I like how it built intensity. You're like you said, they're really good at building intensity.
I noted here that I liked the organ on this one, and I'm not seeing an organ credit on the album. So
I think that was the guitar overdub you were hearing sounding like an organ. Yeah.
Another thing I really liked about this song is the guitar sounded like really like lo-fi.
Yeah,
and then when all the instruments came in, it shifted into like more clarity. So I thought that was an interesting choice. They must have kept like the guitar intro from the scratch track, and then it went into the overdub version, which
that is what it sounded like. Yeah.
One of my favorites on this side. Not my favorite. That's the next one.
Yeah. Lowdown, yeah, is a really fucking great song too, though. Yeah, I like how slow I liked how slow it started, and I liked like the swing the bass had.
Yeah. It had like a sleepy sounding like guitar intro, and then like when it got into the song proper, just had this like really doomy vibe to it that just it was great. And it kind of reminded me of like, I don't know, a sleazy night out or something.
Yeah. And I liked the little like accents the guitar playing had too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the slow kind of deadpan delivery that built to a yell and then fell to a whisper when all the instruments dropped out and before it just like kicked back in.
Yeah, lots of dynamics.
That's the low down driving in. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great song. Great I like how it started off slow or pretty slow, and then had a good build up, and then the stop, and then like you said, the whisper, and then would go back to.
Yeah. I also like another dynamic thing I liked is I liked that guitar overdub that didn't even come in till like the song was halfway over, like with Ex-Lion Tamer, but just like the yeah, that was amazing. I think
I can see like a desert rock band covering that one.
Yeah, I love it when instruments wait till half of a song to come in. I think that's an argument for having like more people in a band, is so that there can be someone who can sit out half the song and then just hit it real hard. Hit it and quit it. Next up, speaking of hit it and quit it, Start to Move. Another short one.
Yeah, definitely hit it and quit it.
Just I thought it sounded like a old school punk song.
Yeah.
I said good old punk song.
Yeah.
It was interesting, though, is it was all verse until the very end when a chorus kind of kicked in, but then the song was over.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have much to say about it, but it was a good song.
Yeah. Not a lot of time to write it. But next we're going to go an even shorter song with Brazil.
Also old school punk, but fuzzy.
Yeah. Like the bass had like this really like sleazy fuzz to it.
Yeah, it had this really cool grind sound to it.
I like the groovy beat that this one had.
Yeah. It was even faster and like more like the vocals were even yellier, like maybe the most yelly on this side. Now maybe It's So Obvious was even more yelly, but yeah,
I was gonna say
we had a string like after Lowdown, like between Lowdown and Pink Flag, we get like a string of like really fast, angry songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that there was It's So Obvious, which had more of like a vocal melody, at least to the verse.
I for the last three, I put just old school punk for each of those.
Yeah.
But it was also like different kinds of punk from that era.
Yeah.
At the same time.
For Surgeon's Girl, I put like hardcore punk at its finest because
Yeah.
that one sounded more hardcore punk to me.
Yeah, for Surge and Scroll, I put great moshing song. I like the God Save You, God Save Me, God Save, God Save, God Save. Yeah, and I like the drums did like a little bunch of interesting little runs as the God Save was starting to like ring out with the gated reverb on it.
Yeah, I put that in my notes. How I liked how the reverb like slowly built on those vocals, and then it dropped out. Probably my second favorite song on this side was Surgeon's Girl.
And then we close things off with another slow song so that we have a longer song, so we probably have more notes on it, which
maybe this one was my second favorite, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know, lots of competition.
Yeah. Pink Flag. I liked the menacing tom roll leading in where it would like ring in at first at the bass and then ring in with the bass and the guitar.
Intro.
Yeah, it was a nice like groove, and it had a nice like stop, crash back into it, and then it like in the end like really got like intense.
Yeah.
And How Many Dead Are Alive just is
really dramatic and proggy and art rocky, and I like the discordant like fuzzy guitar on it and the drony vocals, and that moment where the drums started going crazy and the tempo started increasing is like something that we would do.
Yeah, like this song, the most like Eradicate out of any song on this album. Yeah. And yeah, I like it when songs do that kind of thing where they start off, kind of like slow and menacing, and then they just kind of build to a crescendo, just like, now we're just going to play it really fucking fast and up the intensity and up the anger, up the, like how many dead are alive. It's not a question that people died. It's just how many.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid side of music. I liked every song on it.
Yeah. And it rewards a re-listen just because the songs are over so fast that when you go back through it again, it's like quick, fuck, try to catch something. Yeah. As you go through it.
Well, that's like most like hardcore albums. Like I couldn't even imagine trying to do Minor Threat on here because like all their songs, like the first like the two. Like the first 12-inch or like the first two EPs is like
10
the
minutes.
whole is like 10 minutes long or something like that, and like all the songs are like less than a minute long maybe.
Yeah,
that would be really hard to do.
Yeah, but yeah, like this is in a way this is kind of punk at its most pure, so it's kind of funny that the band moved on to something else right afterwards. Like in less than a year.
Well, they were probably like, well, we did that, so let's be different. You got to try new things.
Yeah, and they did. And like their next album is as varied, just with different ideas.
Which I think is great.
Yeah. One of my favorite bands for a reason. This is like a great way to kick things off. And it's like a great opening statement, and I like how many risks it takes.
Not every band can be AC/DC and release the same album over and over and over again.
And like every song takes multiple risks, and then it's over. And it moves on to another song with different risks, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, on the next side we have The Commercial, Straight Line, 106 Beats That, Mr. Suit, Strange, Fragile, Mannequin, Different to Me, Champs, Feeling Called Love, and 12XU! 12XU! Yeah, my favorite song is on the next side, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. Well, no, my favorite is Ex Lion Tamer, but like I think the second side is a little stronger for me because of because of the run from I think Fragile through 12XU is the strongest run of songs on the album, full of and that's more than half the side too. Like this is like just a really strong side of music with a lot of interesting things, and I really like what this one does, and we'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we go.
But it's still a good cover.
And we're back.
Yes, from side 2 of Pink Flag by Wire. What did you guys think?
And it's also twice the length.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that side. I think I liked side 1 just a little bit better. But there wasn't a song on the side that I didn't like, so
I think I like side 2 better.
Yeah.
I don't know. Both sides were great, actually. So
Yeah. Like, you can hear how I said it's influential on how I write music, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
all
definitely
over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. It's without even knowing it. Like we've written songs that are kind of like in the same vein.
Yeah. It's kind of like already post-punk that every song is different from each other. Just like, what weird thing can we do with tape effect? And it's like, what if we made the bass here really meaty? Or yeah. Yeah, I like this one better because I think this side better too because I think the last several songs flow into each other really well.
I think just the other side had more like doomy experimental songs that I was just a bit more into.
That's fair. This side had a couple songs that were kind of poppy, which were things that stood out to me pretty early too, because I was able to latch onto a few more hooks.
Yeah, this side definitely was. It was also it seemed like a faster side too.
Yeah.
So maybe that appealed to my punkier nature.
Although
maybe.
the longest song on the record is on this side too.
But it was also, it seemed like it was faster than the longest song on the other side.
Yeah. Well, and then it also this one only had one song that was more than 2:37, while the other side had 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this side had a lot more just like, I don't want to say like standard punk songs, but just more typical punk songs, I'd say.
It didn't take as many risks, although there were definitely risks taken. Yeah.
Maybe that's why this side of your record is more like fucked up, is because
the previous owner listened to it more.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I don't like the first side.
Yeah.
The second side's the right side.
That scratch was particularly bad on the first 2 songs.
Yeah. First song is The Commercial, which was an instrumental, and it sounded pretty similar musically to It's So Obvious. It almost felt like kind of expanding on the same ideas, just in a more, like, as an instrumental.
It sounded like a commercial break. It's
yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't quite sure what to say about it. I didn't leave any notes, but I mean, it had some moments where it did some starting and stopping I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much it really added to, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a good side opener. Just I was struggling to find anything to say about it.
Yeah. It was there.
Yeah.
It was fine.
I wouldn't skip it.
No, because it's not. First off,
we're not filthy CD peasants, so we can't skip. But
I don't skip on CDs unless I really hate a song too. And
yeah,
looking at none of these songs.
Looking at you, Octopus's Garden.
Yeah.
But no, it was fine. And it was only 45 seconds, so it's not even like it was great.
It's kind of like our song "Sad Bastard." It's just
it's just a lot longer than this. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't played that one for what's his face yet. So
I think next show we should cycle out Chili and cycle in song "Sad Bastard," but we should probably also cut that. Yeah. Yeah. Next up we have Straight Line, which is the one that to me sounds the most like a hardcore song out of the whole thing. It was also a 1 verse, 1 chorus song.
That's funny because I put straightforward punk song.
Yeah.
I didn't really have
living
any
in a
other...
straight line, living in a straight line. Okay. I guess that last chorus was more 77 punk, but like the first part, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like an old school punk song to me.
Yeah, that's all I put for my notes was straightforward pump song. I was hoping you'd have more to say about it.
I did like how it went from like the shouty stuff to like a pretty good like vocal melody for the chorus. The da, 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 one-dimensional boy. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I wish like this is one of the one verse one chorus songs that I wish was a little longer because I do like that vocal melody so much. Like I wish it would have dropped out and come in again. Basically, like one more verse, one more chorus would have been pretty cool for this one. I think. 106 beats that. This one was kind of new wavy. I like the bass tone on that. The guitar sounded a lot like an organ, and this is the one where the damage on the record was the most obvious.
Yeah. The damage was pretty bad on this one.
I said nicely guitar.
Yeah, I thought this one had old school punk vibe until that like really cool bass break. And then right after that, there was like a drony guitar that like you said sounded like a spooky organ, like something you'd hear in like a horror like theme song. I thought.
Yeah, I would like to recreate that guitar tone at some point, just to.
I wonder what he was using.
Yeah,
I'd have to find out.
Well, there's multiple moments on here where it's like, God, I swear that sounds like an organ, but there's no organ credit on the record. So.
Yeah.
I don't think they had organ pedals yet.
No, I think, like I said, technically Colin Newman, the lead singer, was like a better guitar player in terms of like playing like chords and stuff. But Bruce Gilbert, the lead guitar player, was really good at like figuring out like tone and figuring stuff that like spooky atmospheric stuff that fit with the song. So like a lot of his strength was in like just figuring out that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I'll have to see what he played and stuff like that. Like, because a lot of times it's what he played through, Yeah.
And that he did that with, like the cheap ass equipment that a young working punk band that wasn't as like even as big as the Sex Pistols, who still used cheap equipment, were able to get to in the studio.
Yeah, but Steve Jones also had a Les Paul.
Like, that is true. Yeah,
because he had that one dude that backed the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, Malcolm McLaren.
Yeah. Who was like, get rid of Malcolm, the songwriter.
Yeah, Glenn. Yeah,
Glenn Maddox. Yeah.
Next up, we have Mr. Suit, which I like the call and response to the vocals. Like, that was good. It reminded me a lot of Oi. This is the only song they ever did that reminded me of Oi. Just like the, this was a soccer hooligan song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have much to say about this one besides it just sounded like an old school punk song. But I really liked it, and the song title cracks me up.
Yeah, I also liked how this was like the shoutiest vocals on the whole record, but the bass line was incredibly melodic on it too.
Yeah, it was that one was like really hardcore punk sounding.
Yeah, except for that bass line.
Yeah.
And then next up we have Strange, the longest song on the record.
I like the slower sludge that it did, like a kind of a sludgy.
Yeah, it's pretty sludgy and drony, and I thought the bass really stood out on this one, and again, it had some spooky organy sounding guitar, I guess.
Yeah, well, this one had flute on it. This was one of the only songs with a guest instrument, and that was the flute. And there's like a lot of like tape effects on the flute, but also on the guitar, and just like weird noise freak out at the end.
Should have invited Dan just for the flute part.
A strange noise freak out at the
end. Honestly, I like the REM version better. But I like REM better, so.
Off to Gulag.
Off to the Gulag. That's okay. You can like a cover version better than the original.
Yeah. Well, we were talking earlier about the Johnny Cash cover of Hurt, where that's
to me
that's superseded the original.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I Wear This Crown of Thorns is a better lyric than I Wear This Crown of Shit.
Yeah, much better. Well, and Johnny Cash's version sounds like heartbroken, and I don't think Trent really sounds that heartbroken in the original.
No.
Well, Trent Reznor always manages to sound like a whiny teenager that's about to cut himself.
Yeah. Love his music, but yeah, he does. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, Fragile to me is a standout track on the whole record.
Now this one I thought sounded like almost like Velvet Underground style punk.
Yeah.
It sounded to me like 60s music. And
yeah.
It not in a bad I loved it. Yeah. It sounded like a 60s song and I thought it was great.
The guitar tone was really clean, which cleaner than it was on any other point of the album. The singing was the most melodic it has been on the record so far. There's like a nice harmonic backing vocal by the end. And I feel like it kind of set up into the next song to some degree too, but do feel like we need to talk about this one just a little more. Like this had a lot, just like a lot of kind of dynamics to it.
Yeah.
And after hearing, after going from the really weird tape effect song with the flute and all of the experimental stuff to go into pretty much straightforward guitar pop, it was a pretty interesting choice.
It was definitely a nice change of flow for the album, almost like it.
Yeah,
it did kind of set the tone for the rest of the songs that were about to happen too.
Yeah, this is the one that says that really sets it up as kind of that great run of songs after it, which kind of you can almost see as a great closing statement on the album because they're short enough that yeah.
And like I said, it sounds like that clean tone sounds like a 60s break, clean tone that's just on the verge of a breakup, where they have the amps cranked, just verging on breakup, but not quite breaking up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good it was a good tone.
And it really sets up the next song, which is Mannequin, which is also poppier than most other songs on this record. And this one is about models being skinny in a way that's unhealthy and that is unattractive as a result.
Some things never change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, like we were saying when we were listening to it, it sounded like 65, 66 Beatles, Rubber Soul Revolver era Beatles.
La 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 la.
Yeah. When the backing vocals on this one came together, I thought it almost sounded like a train whistle. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And I really like the clangy, clean guitar on this, like you were describing. It's almost breaking up.
Yeah.
And I thought the bass lines also stood out on that one.
Yeah. There's a great video of Firehose, the band that 2/3 of the Minutemen were in after D. Boone died, covering this, and Mike Watt, the greatest bass player in punk. He was in that band, but he is there, singing backing vocals. When he's not singing, he's smoking a big old cigar, and he's wearing a tiny sundress with combat boots, with his big hairy shoulders sticking out of the around the straps, and it's pretty great.
Mike Watt's great.
Mike Watt is amazing. Yeah,
he is the man.
Yeah, that made me, and seeing that it's I think an underappreciated thing that more punk bands should do is hairy. Mike Watt's not ugly, but hairy, very traditionally masculine appearing guys and dresses like the New York Dolls did. Just the New York Dolls were hideous. The New York Dolls whole thing was ugly guys in drag. But yeah. Yeah.
Well, the one thing that always kind of, because I watched the We Jam Econo documentary on the Minutemen.
Yeah.
And the thing that made me really sad at the end of the Minutemen, at the end of that documentary, was when they asked Mike Watt, if what would have happened if D. Boone hadn't died. And he's like, I'd still be playing with him.
Yeah.
Because they were such great friends and songwriting companions that he is I would never have I'm not sure if they would have been in the Minutemen or what, but
They were like childhood friends.
yeah, they were friends for like life. So that kind of was heartbreaking to me.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mannequin, highlight of the album. My third favorite song on the whole record. The fact that my second and third are on this side are why it's my favorite side. Yeah, but yeah, like I love after how many like weird experimental songs that they're just able to do like two perfect like pop songs before getting back into like hardcore punk and experimental music.
Yeah, the next one, different to me, went back to the old school punk style and had a fuzzy guitar tone that I liked.
I thought it was kind of a jangly pop song almost. It did,
yeah. This one was, I think, was the last fast one verse, one chorus song, but I think this one was the one that like had the best hook out of it, out of all the really short one verse, one chorus ones.
Yeah, it kind of sounded jangle pop to me a little bit.
But jangle pop played at hardcore speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good song, but it was over before I could get a lot of notes in. I've heard this album a million times.
I was done writing the name of the song before, and it ended.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck,
yeah. And then next up we have Champs, which is also kind of a poppier song on the record, which had like some good bass runs on it. It had, I liked the hand claps. I liked when the guitar overdub came in at the end too. The ring out.
Yeah, I said nice dissonant guitar.
Yeah, that droney guitar at the end.
Yeah, and it had a nice chunky guitar riff too.
I really like the thick guitar tone on this one.
Yeah.
And like Dave said, the bass stands out. It had some great bass runs on this one.
That one actually was a really good like penultimate song, I thought.
Yeah. Well, pre-penultimate, like the third from last, but yeah.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
No, you're fine. These songs are over so quickly that it feels like it's building towards an end too. The next up we have Feeling Called Love, which was like a mid-tempo kind of nice groove to it. Also pretty poppy.
I put Wild Thing because it sounded like Wild Thing to me.
Yeah.
I was like, Wild Thing.
This is the only song from this record that I put on a mix CD of someone I was trying to date back when I was single. Like this, it's like a nice little. It's the only song that's not like dark or cynical in any of like the lyrics. Like even the more abstract ones, it feels like something's threatening. This one's just kind of sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't have much to say about it, but it was a good mid-paced, fuzzy rocker.
And I liked the harmonies while the lead vocals with the Give Me Love just in the background. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, that was a good penultimate song.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Now we have the ultimate song.
My second favorite on the whole record. 1, 2, X,
Yeah, really, really good pickup and energy to end the album. Reminds me more of like the early 80s than the late 70s that they're in.
Yeah.
And the bass line was really tasty, I thought.
Yeah. Lyrically, it's about like the predatory nature of the British tabloid system, and and how it like blackmails people.
Yeah.
The saw you in a mag, kissing a man, saw you in a mag, kissing a man. There's like 7 words to the whole song. But yeah.
And some things never change.
Yeah.
Still a big problem.
Then he says like, saw you smoking a fag.
Yeah.
Which
double
means
entendre.
cigarette.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Also something
but,
else.
Yeah, but it's also, like people are
hypocrites,
like and like seeing like taking pictures of people and trying to use that to out them type of thing.
Yeah, and then we took a minute and showed Steve the first version that we heard, which was the Minor Threat version.
Yeah, which was also a really good version. I thought that fit their sound really good.
Yeah. I feel like the quiet loud dynamics were better on the Wire version, but the Minor Threat one's still a really great cover. I liked how fast they played it.
Yeah, I like both. I don't know if I could pick between the two. Probably the original.
Yeah, I'd say that I kind of like the original because for the longest time before before I knew I didn't know what he was saying in the middle there.
Got you in a cottage, got you in a corner, got you in a cottage. Yeah.
Like it in, when he's like, sorry about kissing a man, sorry about kissing. I didn't know what he was saying there in the middle.
Yeah.
And then, because a lot of times, like for Minor Threat, I don't know what the fuck he says until
like your head. Yeah.
Yeah. Till I find the lyrics. So yeah.
Overall, I thought it was a great album.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and
that was rather grand.
Yeah, I do think you should listen to the 2 albums after it before they broke up for a little while to just get an idea of how much they changed in like 2 years.
Well, I'm guessing since I was a fan of the more experimental moments on this album, I imagine that's the direction they went in.
Yeah, I think you'll like the 3rd one the most, honestly. Which is 154. I like Chairs Missing the most because it's a good balance between this one and 154. But yeah, like there are no moments that I think are as like poppy necessarily as like Fragile and Mannequin. Although there's a song on Chairs Missing which is a little poppier that's obviously was meant for it to be the radio hit, which is Outdoor Miner, but it's a different kind of poppy. Yeah, 154 is also really good. Like notice the length of 154.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Chairs Missing and then 154, it's a 41-minute album. And then see how many tracks there are on it. 13.
Oh wow.
So it's like a normal length album. It's like, so rather than being like 10 minutes shorter than this with 21 songs, or yeah.
Yeah, my overall impressions of Pink Flag, though, is it's got a lot of different styles of music, and I've said many times on this podcast, I prefer when albums have multiple genres to them, even if it's under the same kind of umbrella, just because I think it's more interesting to listen to, and I like that the songs don't overstay their welcome. And in fact, there's multiple moments like, oh, they could have extended that actually.
I like too, like how scrappy it is. It's like we're gonna try all these ideas and take them as far as we can push it right now, and then in future albums we're gonna see how far we can push what we feel like we can do more of later.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like it's like a very like brave and confident album, but it's also like it feels like they're finding their voice too and like holding those 2 ideas in tension really well.
Well, there are a lot of moments that seem ahead of their time. There's some that feel retro and nostalgic in comparison to the time it came out. And there's some moments that just sound entirely unique. I have to imagine this album spawned a lot of different movements.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like the hardcore people loved it and the post-punk people liked it, and they were sometimes at each other's throats. So yeah.
Shit, we should do Marquee Moon next because I think it came out the same year, 77.
77, yeah.
And that would be like a good contrast to, like, because Marquee Moon is an American record compared to an quote unquote American punk record. Quote unquote.
Yeah.
That was also the year Black Sabbath's Technical Ecstasy came out, and that was their worst album.
And then
at the time, anyway.
Then we had Pink Flag here, which is a British punk album. So it's kind of 2 ends of the spectrum. And
yeah,
damn pinkos.
I think 1977 was the best year in music because you had all these great punk records, like Marquee Moon, Pink Flag, Nevermind the Bollocks, Damned, The Clash's first record, The Ramones, second and third albums.
I think it's both of them.
Yeah, the second and third. Like the first one was 76, but then Leave Home and Rocket to Russia were both 77.
Which I'd argue Rocket to Russia is the best.
It is, but they're still both great albums.
Yeah.
Your shirt says 77.
It does. Yeah.
My shirt says Superman.
Yeah. my shirt is a punk band, but yeah. Although This was a band that started in 1977. They didn't put their first album out until later, but this is an X shirt. But yeah, like there, like so many great punk albums came out in '77, but also like it was the year that both Low and Heroes by Bowie came out.
Oh yeah. You're right. Great albums came out that year.
Yeah, the best single year in music.
Unless you're Black Sabbath.
Unless you're Black Sabbath. Well, I think Black Sabbath like had spent so much time like breaking ground, but that by that point they were running out of ideas.
Yeah, they really were.
Yeah,
they were barely holding it together.
69 was also a really good year too.
Yeah, 69 you had 67 was a good year too.
Yeah. First Doors album.
Yeah, First Doors album, First Velvet's album.
Yeah.
Sgt. Pepper's.
Then
First Pink Floyd album.
I think Surrealistic Pillow by Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff that came out.
Yeah.
I just listened to 13th Floor Elevators.
Great, yeah.
But I think that came out 66.
Might have, yeah. But yeah, like I think like 67, 69, 77, and like 79 were all like fantastic years where like a billion classic albums came out in those 4
Animals
different years.
came out in 77.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Or was it
Animals.
Wish You Were Here?
I think it was the Animals.
Can't remember.
Look that up real quick.
Jamie, look that up.
We'll have our researcher looking that up for you guys.
It would have been faster to click discography.
Oh, it would have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 77 for Animals.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Possibly my favorite Pink Floyd album.
No, it's mine.
It's
Unambiguously,
great.
it's my favorite.
I want to get the remix version to kind of see if it's that much different.
I listened to both of them, and the remix does sound crisper. I don't know if the remix was necessary, but it's a good listen.
I don't know.
The remix is good, but not necessary was kind of my thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not like one of those remixes that's like, oh, this is shit. Why did they do that?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or when Black Sabbath remixed Forbidden, it was their last album for a long time, but the original version sounds so terrible. Like I thought it was a bad album until they remixed it. But Animals didn't really need a remix. I thought it already sounded good.
See, people thought like the drums and stuff were mixed too low, I think. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe in some moments.
Maybe I'll have to pay attention more to the drums next time.
I don't know. I always thought my copy sounded great, so who knows, motherfuckers?
Who knows?
Apparently they were fighting over a remixed version of Metal, and the remix version actually got leaked because they released a DVD that still had the Metal remix hidden in the files, but it wasn't accessible from the menu. So it wasn't until somebody put it into a computer and found it hidden among the files.
Oh, jeez.
So that's the only reason we got that remix album, because Roger and David can't stop fighting for more than 2 seconds to release that, I guess.
When do you think was the last time the two of them had a pleasant conversation with each other?
God, there was when I found a clip of them. They booked the same studio when they were rehearsing for their tours, and I want to say 2006, because I think David Gilmour was on his On an Island tour, and there's a clip of them meeting up in between the studios, and they both look pretty miserable. If you watch the clips of them reuniting for what was it, Live Aid?
Yeah.
You could tell that David was just really going through the motions for that, and Roger was having the time of his life. So God, yeah, I think the last time they had a pleasant conversation was probably before they broke up.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing Gilmour playing, Roger was doing the Wall tour, and Gilmour came and did the solo for Comfortably Numb.
Yeah. Well, and I saw that clip of it, and my favorite YouTube comment was like, "All right, Roger, I'll do it as long as I'm 100 feet away." Or however big the...
That's true. He was on top of the wall and like.
No, I don't think they were friendly. I think they were just returning favors.
Okay. They did do like a reunion show with the four of them, and they played like for 25 minutes.
Yeah,
I
that
think.
was the Live Aid one I was.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
I think
David looked miserable, and Roger looked like he was having the time of his life.
I thought they looked fine. I thought David looked fine. David always kind of looks kind of somber.
Yeah, maybe he does look kind of grumpy just by default.
Even if he's having the time of his life, he looks like he's like.
They hate each other again, though.
Yeah.
They've argued over Twitter like recently.
Well, and his wife also calls. David's wife calls him a miserable human being too.
Yeah.
And she would know because
Yeah, they accuse Roger of being an anti-Semite, which I don't think is true. So,
nah,
boo on them.
Well, anyways, anti-Semitism.
What a great note to go out on, huh?
Yeah. Make a joke, Steve, so we can end on a funnier note.
Yeah.
So we're all in a band.
We're all in a band. Also,
and we get paid a lot.
We get paid a lot. We make so much money. Wire are a good band. You definitely should listen to this record, and you should listen to definitely the two after it, but really, like, the first 8 are all, like, great records. And, like, some of the newer stuff is good, too. They only went through one member change, where they have a different lead guitarist now. But, like, they kept a pretty stable lineup through the whole time.
Yeah, I like this picture of them where they all look like they're pretty old, and then they got the
young guy.
The young guy in comparison, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen to Wire.
That kid that's playing guitar for him, probably.
But I also think it's really interesting to hear like the first 3 records and hear how much a band can change, but still sound like the same, like artistically. And so, like, I like listening to the first 3 records in a row a lot. And so definitely try doing that sometime. It's really cool. It's funny too, like in the third one, when the third one came out, they had a disastrous tour. I got this in the liner notes for the deluxe version of 154 I bought on CD back in the day. But they had a disastrous tour opening for Roxy Music because it was at the point when Roxy Music were at their most like radio friendly. And like the person who wrote the liner notes was like, Wire would have been like 1979 Wire would have been great opening for 1973 Roxy Music. But 1979 Roxy Music, it was the way to piss off the audience the most, basically. But yeah.
So yeah, listen to Wire and Torrent Melania.
Torrent Melania. Don't spend money on it.
Don't spend money to go see fucking Melania.
Just steal it.
Just steal it.
Yeah.
And get
steal from the president.
And get really drunk and watch it with your friends.
Yes.
I've heard you can only masturbate to it twice, though.
Is that the limit?
Yeah.
The limit.
What happens if you do it 3 times? Does ice break down your door? And
no, 3 times. 3 times you become a Republican.
Oh.
And Melania comes and helps you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that with my hand.
And then your house ends up getting filled with those weird tree things she did on the first year of Trump won for Christmas. We live in hell. Anyway, catch you on the flip side.
Fuck Christmas.
Side 1, Side B is a Floof Goof Studios production.
head on over to killrockmusic.com. That's KILRAVOCK music.com to check out our post-punk band, The Alliterates, and Steve's solo project, Killrock. You can also check out Steve and Dave's experimental project, Lucid Fugue, where the theme song comes from, at lucidfugue.bandcamp.com. You can also check out Dave's old band Gong Farmer at gongfarmer.bandcamp.com, spelled GONGFERMOUR. You can find each of us on various social media platforms. Check out the description for more information. Thanks.
Lick my love pump.
This music really makes me hate the centralized bank.
Sunday morning.
All hail to Sean.
All hail to Sean.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Doctor Who. Hey, the TARDIS.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that?
What the fuck was that?
Puskadu is German, yeah. Not really.
No, they're from Minnesota.
1, 2, XU.